Yeah, through EDS, he asked us to write down as many dreams as we had. He said, go back to your childhood. What kind of dreams did you have? And then earlier on in your life, what kind of dreams did you have? And then now, what kind of dreams do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Because so many people reach critical times in their life. For example, a lot of men, when they're like 45 to 50, they start seeing that they haven't accomplished any of their dreams, and then they go through dramatic changes, divorce, and so forth.
I was just talking about that the other
Yeah,
day. How many of my girlfriends who've been divorced and they're in their 50s now, and their husbands have gone and remarried 25-year-olds and had another family.
yeah,
And it's happened to multiple friends. And I was like,
yeah.
what's going on here?
Well, they're looking back in their lives. They haven't accomplished the things they have, and so they think that maybe with somebody else they might, which is not the case. I always say that the grass always looks greener on the other side of the fence, but it's just as hard to mow.
True.
Yes. So, at any rate, what goals do is they allow you to take your dreams that you have way out here in the future and to bring them down into, say, 5 year goals, and then maybe 1 year goals, and then maybe monthly goals, and then weekly goals and daily goals, so you can work on your goals right now.
And I still use your goal setting sheet
Yep.
that you did a long time ago through Gap Management.
Yeah, exactly. And I have mine on the back of my medicine cabinet, and I review it. I review it every evening and to see how did I do, and then I review it in the morning before I set my priorities, my list of things to do that day, and then I make sure I work on some of the goals, which is the hard part, the scary part, the part that you don't sometimes want to tackle. And they're a little harder. They take a little more time.
Why do you think we don't want to tackle those goals?
Well, because we are taught to avoid risk.
True.
And anytime we go out of our comfort zone, we think it's risky.
Right. And the best way to grow is to be uncomfortable.
Absolutely. All the time. And you're going to be successful to the extent that you can overcome your fear of not being successful.
And we know fear isn't real. There's worry. That's just something that we made up as a young child, and it's our ego.
Yeah.
And but when you're in it, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because you're in a state of panic or fear.
Exactly.
You know, and I've been in fear when I bought properties, and you just talked me,
Yeah.
And I just believe.
And most of the things we fear never come to pass.
True.
And then things we haven't even thought of come to pass.
Right.
And then we have to be able to deal with it.
Right.
So I guess that's, excuse me, my feeling of real success is to be able to focus.
Focus creates your reality.
Yeah.
Which William Whitecloud taught me.
Yeah. When you learn to focus, you can do anything you want to. I firmly believe that. And when you're out of focus, when you're letting what we call miscellaneous bombardments, pour in and keep us from what's really important, then we lead the life of other people, because miscellaneous bombardments come from other people. They come from our emails and from conversations and friends and calls and mail and so forth. And we have to get past that and save some time to be able to be successful. It's just like they say the best technique for becoming financially independent is to, when you're doing a budget, you set aside 10% for yourself for investing.
Right.
And most people hope that they'll have 10% after they pay everything else.
Right.
They pay everything else and then they have nothing left.
Because we live in an immediate gratification society where we live paycheck to paycheck, and we live our lives on credit.
Yeah.
And which millionaires don't do that. They set money aside, they buy real estate investment and money markets and things, and then they have less taxable income, they have more disposable income, and then they can buy more goods and services and more property and do philanthropy.
Yeah.
Where we don't use the millionaire. Most of Americans don't use the millionaire's model of money. They use the credit and more you make, the more you spend model of money, which just doesn't work if you want to get ahead financially and retire.
Exactly.
Which is why I have my thing, retire early and live investor. Is in which I'll never retire because I love what I do, and you don't either. But so that's a big thing, and you definitely, I think, with goal setting, which I learned from you and William Whitecloud another mentor and coach, is you have to visualize every day what you want, and you also have to follow your gut, your intuition. And you taught me a long time ago, don't listen to news, don't listen to the news on TV. It's all negative. It's all media just trying to sell you.
Yeah.
And you hear that all the time now, fake news, fake news. And I haven't had cable in 4 years, and I still have a satellite to watch some local channels, but I just don't. I read books. I listen to podcasts. I try to get factual information instead of fake news or opinions. And it's also negative. Every time I do turn on the news, it's like, this person was killed and this person was robbed and stolen and embezzled. And you're like, oh my gosh, let me just put the covers over my head. And it's all just negative.
Yeah.
So
Something better to try to make news rather than to listen to news.
True.
So, and you've done such a great job with that. I'm just so impressed that when I have made a suggestion, if you like the suggestion, you follow through with it.
Right.
And you do a great job with it.
Thank you.
And I don't think I've had, I've mentored a number of people over the years, being a college professor. And
thousands.
And then doing lecturing all over the country and world. And, but I don't think I've ever known an individual that is so good at taking an idea and building upon it and making it happen for yourself.
Oh, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. And
It's
it's funny because it's funny to hear you say that or other people say that about me, because I don't see myself that way.
Yeah.
We don't see ourselves the way others see us.
Right.
And I see myself as, I never have money in the bank. All my money's in my property. I'm property rich, cash poor. When am I ever going to have $1 million in the bank or 100,000 in the bank? Or, because I'm always rehabbing my properties or paying for my kids and college and this and that. So it's, you don't see yourself that way.
No. Well, that's probably good.
So, well, anyway, thank you, Dr. Reddick.
You're
And
so
again,
welcome.
I'm in Mission Viejo. He's my greatest mentor. He taught me everything I know and what I teach you every day on the videos. I'm with Dr. Marsha Reddick, and this is Retire Early and Live Investor, 818-694-0740. And you can reach me at realinvestor.info@gmail.com or my website, www.realinvestor.info. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you or talking to you.